Well, it's a partnership where they're trying to foster a little bit of interest in the healthcare fields. Joining us today to tell us more about this program and what they're doing together, we've got Beth Keene. She's the Director of Government and Community Affairs with Mercy Health St. Rita's. Then we have Brian Albright. He's the Assistant Dean at Ohio State University at Lima campus. And thanks for joining us, both of you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Okay. All right. So you guys have teamed up to try to inspire some high school kids. How did this work out? How did this happen?
Absolutely. Well, everyone knows that when we have some of the best and brightest students who grow up in our region. And so we're constantly trying to figure out ways on how we can encourage students to think about careers that we need in this region and then help them understand the pathway to getting there. Everyone knows at this point, I think, that we've invested a lot in our graduate medical education program and the new facility there on Market Street. And that's really where doctors spend their last couple of years training. And so what we're trying to do is team up with Ohio State to figure out how to encourage students to think about pre-med. So how do they get to that stage where they would want to come back and be a resident and finish their doctor training at St. Rita's to, of course, stay with us and continue on to provide care for our community. We've actually been teaming up with Ohio State on this for a little while. And this year, now that we have the opportunity to do more visits, it's just really coming to life.
Yeah, so Brian, let's talk about on campus. I mean, I think many times people don't realize what you can do at the Lima campus. And so how are you guys fostering maybe this interest in helping out with this medical careers?
Yes, so we've actually partnered with Mercy Health to offer an advanced anatomy lab on their campus for our Ohio State Lima students. This lab is a hands-on lab with human cadavers. And now as we move forward, we are offering these opportunities in the lab to high school students. And then as we talk to high school students about what comes next, medical school, residency, we can actually walk them across the street and get a tour of the Graduate Medical Education Center. Our hope is that this whole opportunity can help students not only picture themselves in college when they're in the lab and hearing from our instructors, but also see themselves down the road as a doctor.
Yeah, Beth, recently you had a class of students coming in. I mean, high school age, that's probably a good age to spark that interest, right? And show them, hey, look, this is what we got in the area.
Absolutely. A lot of students say they want to be pre-med early on, but it's a long path. And so our goal is to help them make that connection, as Brian said, and say, if you do these things and go to college and get your undergraduate, in just a few years, this could be you working in our graduate medical education program and really making that next step to becoming a doctor. We want to encourage them and support them all along the way.
I assume visits like, to the lab that Ohio State has and to Mercy Health, that sparks even the interest more and really gets them going?
It absolutely does. And we would invite other schools that have this interest. Right now we have schools reaching out and they're bringing their advanced anatomy and physiology classes. So it's kids that have that interest. But we would invite other schools that have that interest to reach out to either Brian and I, and we'd be happy to accommodate them and make it a visit that's really beneficial both to us and to the students as they make those decisions.
Mm-hmm. Brian, as the local campus, I assume partnerships like this are really important and they really work out for the students.
Yes, they do. Absolutely. And a lot of students will come in as wanting to go into medical school and have that pre-med track, and pre-med is not a major. It is an officially recognized academic area of interest. So actually students can major in a wide variety of majors. They tend to go in the sciences, the biology. We have quite a few students here at Ohio State Lima that are pre-med, pre-dental that major in biology. But there's no preferred undergraduate major for students interested in medicine. However, if they're planning to go to medical school, they do need to take certain prerequisite courses. And those are typically your advanced biological sciences, your chemistries, your physics, your anatomies, and also completing some general calculus as well.
It's really interesting and exciting to hear about you guys working together and learning more about this partnership to spark interest. So thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us, Holly.
All right, don't go away. New Edition continues in a moment.
This is Dave. He thought he'd save money by getting internet from one company and TV from multiple providers. You see, Dave and his wife watch live TV, Ella her favorite kid shows, and Henry loves sports. It was costing Dave a lot. So Dave switched to Spectrum.